You attract damaged people because your energy is authentically rare, but very healing. People end up coming back because they want more access to it. That's why you must value your time and your energy immensely. Stop being the jumper cable to people who have the energy of a dead car battery. They will literally drain you. Shout out to Wraith636 for sharing that quote. Definitely a real one for that. Collective. The reason why I wanted to share this message is just because you are someone who literally finally stopped resuscitating old energy. You have finally stopped being Captain Save-A-Ho for these dead bodies, these dead souls, these dead spirits, these stagnant spirits, right? See, you got serious about your time and your energy now, collective. So, you can't afford to help anybody who don't want to help themselves. You can take a horse to water all you want, but if it ain't thirsty, if it don't want to drink, what you gonna do about it, right, collective? And this was what's happening. This used to happen to you a lot for so long because you wanted to be this saver, superman, superwoman with this big heart. And you would take herds and herds of horses to the river. Yet they would walk away. They would run away. They wouldn't drink it, right? You know how many times you tried to help people, collective, out of their situations, but yet they didn't want to help themselves? Like, you know how much time you wasted because you were pouring more into people, trying to help them out and put in great effort, just for you to find out that they weren't putting in the same effort for themselves, right? Like, that's just like somebody asking you for help. You know what I'm saying? Like, they got a favor. Let's, for instance, they ask you to help them move. They're moving into a new place. Well, that would be equivalent to, okay, y'all request a time to meet up. You meet up with them, but they don't show up. They're expecting you to move their whole house for them. That's just an example. Like, if they really tried to do that. This is the energy I'm getting, collective. Like, people really expected you to do all the work for them, right? Like, they asked for your help, but then they wanted you to do everything. Like, picture that. Where do they do that at? You know what I'm saying? And for the most part, because you were so loving, because you were so kind, because you were so willing, you did this a lot for a lot of people, like, you just didn't care, because that was rewarding for you. Like, you got satisfaction out of that, right? And plus, you also still were so naive and you could not see the intentions of other people. You didn't see their hidden motives. So, of course, you went to help willy-nilly. You know what I'm saying? Because the type of energy you carry, like the quote says, is rare, collective. Everybody don't got your energy. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody don't make the same impact as you do, right? And so you have to know that you're special, and you have to know that so many people just want you for your abilities, collective. Literally, that's all they want you for. Oh, you can resuscitate people. You can jump cable people. Oh, you can revitalize people's lives, right? You're the jump starter in a lot of people's lives, collective. But the problem with that is a lot of these people are dead batteries. So you're pretty much just giving them energy just to start, but they're dead. They're going to just keep draining you of energy, right? And this is something that you realized over time, collective, like you're not new to this, you're true to this. This ain't your first time down this lane. This ain't your first time in this rodeo, okay? You've had your fair share of people who want to treat you away. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, you did not know before. But once you wisened up and you started to pay attention to the patterns and the cycles, because that's what happened. Collective, you will find yourself filling these people up. Now they're full, but once they're full, they don't fool with you no more. Once they were full, once you filled them up with your energy, they abandoned you. Once you filled them up, they played you to the left. You were an afterthought, or you weren't a thought at all, right? A lot of these people just use you like a gas station, and they just came to fill up and then desert you and leave. And then when they are running low on energy, that's when they came back around, right? And what's so crazy is at first you didn't notice these patterns, right? Because you still had a lot of shadow work to go through, collective. So you weren't clear on a lot of things in your own life. So you couldn't even pay attention and pick up on the patterns of these people because you were still dealing with a lot of your own shadow work. And so these people would come back around only when they needed something, only when they really needed your help. But a lot of the times they got creative with how they came back to you, right? Because that's how manipulation works. They can't keep coming back with the same excuse. So they got to come up with new, different ways to distract you and keep your mind off of certain things and not get you to think a certain way, right? Playing in your face, essentially. But once you started to actually focus on you and do the shadow work, that changed everything for you, because now you started to become aware of everything. And then you were able to start picking up on these patterns now that you got your shadow work out the way. Because now you can focus on your purpose. Now you can focus more on everything in the world around you, because you're not bombarded by these thoughts. You're not still trying to heal from past trauma, right? You've cleared that up. So now it's hard for people to even play in your energy. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people still try to use you as a jumper cable, you know? A lot of people still try to use you, you know? But the difference between then and now is literally you're aware of it and you shut it down. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not somebody who's just going to allow people in and out of it. No. It's literally a strict program. What do they have to offer you? What do they have to bring to the table? Is it a fair exchange? Because if it's not, I don't have anything for you. And this is your mindset now, collective. And I love that for you, because now you are forcing people to help themselves. People got to help themselves now. If they're looking for help from you, then there has to be some type of reciprocity. There has to be some type of exchange here. And whether it's energetic, whether it's monetary, whatever, but it's not going to be for free, collective. Like, this is who you are now. You are not just allowing people to just, oh yeah, sure, no. Because again, this is something that you've worked on yourself. You worked hard to get where you are. So you're not going to allow people to just freeload. No. Not when you had to do it yourself. Like, that's the craziest part, collective. Like, half of the stuff that these people are asking or begging or wanting from you, you did not get that from nobody. You didn't get that help from nobody. Nobody came to save you. Nobody came to resuscitate you. You had to do all of this on your own. So it's like you kind of are looking at these people crazy, because it's like, listen, if I did it and I did it on my own, guess what? You can do it. Or you won't have to find somebody else, because it's not going to be you. Literally. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, like, you know your asset now. You literally know your worth now, collective. Like, you're not just out here saving anybody, putting batteries in people's backs, because you've already seen what that done to you before. People, once they helped you, they turned around and bit the hand that fed them. Turned around and played you, took advantage of you, all of that. Nah, yeah, we're done with all of those games. We're not playing no more of them games. Like, and that's the thing. People know they feel it, and they're just going to have to stop, because there's nothing else that they can do. Literally, they keep trying and trying, but all you're doing is watching them. Literally watching them left and right and shutting it down. So it's like, you're not budging, so they have to leave you alone. This is why you are at peace now, collective. This is why you live a more peaceful life, because you shut down the games. You shut down all of that. You know what I'm saying? So if this message is you, if it sounds like it's you, if it resonates with you, great, let me know. I would love to hear from you, but don't force it and don't try to make it fit, okay? And if this is your first time hearing you like what you hear, please click that subscribe, because we are a vibe. And I would love to have you a part of our tribe if that's what you want, all right? Love y'all. It's Karkar. Talk to y'all later. Bye.